something about it gives you pause. It very much reminds you of some of those...
Wrong kind of pause.
Some of those... Yeah.
Oh God, I know what this
You
is.
know the weather vane, the wind chimes that were all over the place in Stillwater?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Yes.
Yeah, same here.
This small stone very much resembles one of the stones in those wind chimes. Okay, we are live. On a Tuesday. Hi, we're running a little late, but that's fine. We're here. Hi, welcome back to Uncanny Adventures. Shadows over Stillwater, Call of Cthulhu. I'm so excited. We've been away for a while, but you know, life happens and these things go on. The fun thing is that we're back and we're gonna see what happens next. People have to make some decisions here. So we're gonna say hi to everybody. Let them tell you again a little bit about who they are and who they're playing, and then we're gonna jump back into where we left off. So we'll say hi to our newest member first. Hey Scott, I'm putting you on the board. Go.
Oh, hi, hey, hello. Hello, folks. I am playing Claude Kinsey, gambling fella, proper gentleman. And he wrestled a dude last time. I mean, at least he didn't really shoot him dead. So.
Yes, fortunately, you did not have to put our dear friend Roop down, which is very, very good. And how about we'll go with Vex, because Callie's having dinner.
All right. Hi, I'm playing Kiyo, who just absolutely obliterated someone with a shotgun last session.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to
What is this, Yu-Gi-Oh? Obliterate?
Yes. Call her Obelisk, because she obliterated. And I'm going to just keep reminding it until eventually it breaks. Still yet to take any points of damage.
Everyone, I am trying. I swear I am trying.
Now I think of it, have I? I don't think I have, but I haven't been here very long.
I don't know. But yeah, she's just here for a good time.
Very cool. And Callie, how about you?
Crickets.
Hello, I am Callie. I play Olive Archer. She is currently at 2 hit points.
Woo!
Which is
a new record.
Which is a new record. No, the record is 6 for the last year. The record has been 6. But she is taking a nap and she's doing good. And you know.
Everything's
she's still
fine.
there to get the story. Yeah, everything is fine. Everything is awesome.
It's true. And I'm Jeanette. I am the keeper of arcane lore here for Uncanny Adventures Call of Cthulhu game. And just so everyone knows, we have some options for donations if you want to help or hinder myself or the players. The information for donations is down below. But currently, Vex, you have 2 advantages on the board. Scotty, you have 1 advantage. And Callie, you have 2 advantages. I have none. I have none of the above. No anythings, but that's okay.
People should get on it.
Yes. So, basically in Cthulhu, if you can use an advantage to roll an extra D10 die, which can improve. You can take the lower and get a better success. Disadvantage would be taking a penalty die, and then natural 20 or 1. So either force fumble on someone or force an extreme success, which is amazing, especially if you're shooting a shotgun blank range, as we saw last time we played. I'm so sorry, Hiram, snake person man. You didn't stand a chance versus Kiyo. But when we did play last, Roop, the town's mortician undertaker, was not doing very well. Poor Roop he's really taking it hard that all of the work he has done over the last numerous years in his role as undertaker has quickly been ruined by the actual people who he buried in the local cemetery plots, because they just keep digging themselves out of their graves and wandering around making trouble. So Roop thought he had it all under control until a visitor came to town in a cart out of Santa Rosita and mentioned that on the road he had run across some very strange folks who looked like they were not doing so well, looked like they were walking dead on their feet. And Roop ran off into the desert to find and put these people to rest, which led the rest of you to chase Roop into the pass and bring him back. You were confronted by your dear friend Hiram. Hiram is a fellow, he's a prospector who, for most of your time in Stillwater, has been roaming around, lurking in shadows, or standing in the middle of the main road staring directly into the sun, and just being all around strange. The number of times any of you have encountered him, he was always a very weird fellow. Made even more weird when you rescued another Hiram from the snake people's den in the mountains. Led to a lot of questions, I think. But you were able to, or Kiyo was able to, put down the Hiram/snake person who he actually was, while Claude wrestled Roop to the ground and disarmed him, and Olive tried not to get killed again. And then you made your way back to Stillwater, where Olive was forced to go to bed by both the doctor and Kiyo. Kiyo sat watch, and Claude decided to just sort of stroll about and kind of take a look at what Stillwater had to offer. So we're going to come back. We fade back in the next morning. Claude has had a chance to sort of get at least the early lay of the land. Probably sat down for a card game or two at the local saloon, the more troublesome one down the road, not the one you all are staying at. And maybe made a couple of coin. I'll say, Scott, roll me a D4.
A D4?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's just do it manually in good old D&D Beyond here.
Do it. Wait, D&D? Wait, no.
Just kidding. On roll 20.
All right.
I got a 3.
So you managed to make about $3, which isn't too bad. That's quite a bit of money from your excursion the evening before.
Eh.
I mean, it's better than drinking money for sure. But
I'll use it later.
I will also. Well, I mean, you also need a couple bucks because you never know when you're going to bet Olive something. You always have a running wage with Olive.
Mm-hmm.
So the next morning comes, and Olive, you get a hit point back because you get a night's rest, and you don't have a major wound. Also, the penalties that you had to your intelligence and your education, those are gone. Your head is clear. You wake up and the fog is gone. You're still not sure what the fogginess was about, but you're feeling much better. And you probably find Kiyo sleeping in a chair outside your door when you wake up in the morning.
Hello, Kiyo.
Kiyo's kind of grows from one, looks outside just to make sure what time it is, and then once she sees it's morning, goes, "Morning, Olive."
I almost died again.
You need to really stop doing that.
Yeah, I probably do. Thank you for sitting outside the door.
No problem. It was mostly to make sure you actually slept.
I'm sorry you didn't get any sleep.
I got plenty, don't worry. It's nothing. Just making sure you're safe. You've had a rough few days, so.
Olive brushes off her skirt and she's like, well, what are we doing today?
You should probably take it easy, but
you know that's never gonna happen.
exactly.
From downstairs, you hear the voices of Samuel Phibbs and Bob Hurley. Samuel is the owner of the Sweetwater Saloon. He's the one that's usually tending the bar and giving orders about. And Bob Hurley is the fellow who rode in on the cart. He's the salesman who came in from Santa Rosita. And he was telling you about some kind of quarantine that they made him go through when he first got to town, and how everybody in Santa Rosita is kind of on edge and stressing out about these undead walking and these stories coming out of other towns. So they've kind of circled the wagons in a sense and are sort of keeping the town safe by taking it very careful on having visitors. But you can hear the two of them sort of exchanging stories downstairs. And Claude, you can either be up in your room or you can be downstairs in the common room already, whichever you would like. But you hear this from either place you're at.
Claude's probably more of a night person, so he's probably still up in his room.
Okay. So you catch snippets of Kiyo and Olive talking in the hallway, and you can definitely hear the two gentlemen down below.
He eventually comes down, asks, "Do you guys brew any coffee?"
Mr. Phipps will turn around and smile and be like, "Of course I brew coffee here at the Sweetwater. What kind of hospitality would we have in Sweetwater if I didn't brew some coffee? You can get all manner of amenities here. We even have a bar cat. See any cute?"
I mean, he's all right, I guess.
He's adorable.
Oh, that's fighting words there.
He's purring like a motorboat, by the way.
Oh.
See,
Okay,
you must
Mom.
be all right people because he likes you. And he will walk over and get you a coffee. He filters in and gets some hot water heated up and pours it through and filters in the coffee and slides you over a fresh cup.
By a fresh cup, it's like a shot glass,
Oh, yeah.
which is a real man's coffee. I don't know.
He looks at as Kiyo and Olive sort of enter from the stairs, and he says, "Good morning, good morning. Did you sleep all right? You look a little less worse for wear this morning, Miss Olive."
I have a habit of saying that to me.
Well, I never know
Every
what condition I'm going to find you in.
Neither do I. I'm gonna try to take it slow.
A mighty fine idea.
I'll goes over to Kiyo. How much you want to bet she's not going to take it easy?
Am I the one saying she's not taking it easy, or are you the one saying she's not going to take it easy?
I'm going to let you take that side.
There is no way in hell she's going to take it easy.
All right. I'll bet you $2.
Got yourself a bet. She'll offer her hand.
Mm-hmm. He shakes.
You're a terrible bettor. I don't say that. I'm just saying it in general. This man is a gambler. Like, he just has really bad calls.
It's fair.
I
It's a
think
calculated-
Kiyo's probably can tell at this point that he's just throwing money away for the lulz.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's what Kiyo's getting the vibes of. He's just doing it because he's enjoying the betting.
He's like, the cost is worth it to lose for the off chance that somehow if he wins, it would be worth that cost of the more likely losing, if that makes any sense.
It'll make a good story at some point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If he really wants to win, he can, which he did earlier. In any case.
As you are betting with Kiyo and your coffee is in front of you and you're sort of sitting down, you all feel a small tremor in the ground underneath you. And you know there's been these earthquakes off and on. But surprisingly, this one is very almost understated. It's like the bones and the designs on the wall rattle a little. The glass is ting 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 behind the bar. But it doesn't knock anyone over. The chairs don't fall. It's just very understated. And Hurley,
it's like a 2 or 3 on the Richter scale.
yes, and Hurley looks around. And he goes, "Oh, well, that's not that bad. Back in Santa Rosita, then those suckers were getting real off the charts."
Were they?
Oh yeah. I spent 2 days in that quarantine, and every few hours, I'd say, that building was rattling itself, and people real put off by it because up till a few months ago, not too common, they say.
I wonder what's causing it. It's the kind of thing that doesn't just happen out of the blue. You got any boys in a quarry nearby? Maybe they're hitting some plates that they're not supposed to be hitting with that dynamite.
Mr. Phipps behind the bar says, "Well, I mean, this was a real low-key sort of a earth-shaking today. What, y'all," he points at Kiyo and Olive, for the last few, days you've been here, we've had some serious earth-shakers.
Yeah.
This is a nice change of pace, if you ask me.
Can't disagree with you there.
He looks over. He's breakfast, eggs, bacon. Yeah, I gotcha.
The usual.
Yep. He heads off and kind of goes into the little kitchen off the bar, and you hear him start firing up the stove and cooking and kind of singing to himself. And Hurley kind of just settles in with his morning beverage, also waiting for a plate of breakfast to be brought out. And so you three are kind of left to yourselves at the table.
So Olive, Miss Claude puts an elbow on the table while holding his cup of probably now cold coffee, but he's probably through 3/4 of it at this point. We're not in modern brewery tech right now, so there's probably quite a bit of grains and grit on it. He doesn't care. Doesn't know coffee any other way. And he says, "So you're supposed to be a writer, right?"
Supposed to be.
Well, you're off running
Yes.
around in graveyards and doing all that stuff. Haven't heard much of you doing any writing. Maybe you should take some time off and write down some of your thoughts that you've had in the last few days.
Olive huffs and she takes out her notepad and she brandishes it and she goes, "Do you want to see what I've been writing for the last few days?" And she goes like this.
I
And
could
the
use it.
entirety of it is filled up.
I could use a good story in the morning.
I'm not a creative writer. I'm a journalist. I mean, unless you want me to tell you things that I've already told you. I'm sorry, Mr. Kinsey, whatever. I'm kind of in a mood this morning.
He kind of glances away and just takes another sip of cold coffee. and then after the pause, he's just like, I'm just trying to make some conversation.
I was trying to apologize. I am sorry. If you would like to hear a story, I think I've told you a little bit about the stuff around here, but I really want to see what's going on with these earthquakes.
Do you want one of them, what do they call it? I think it's critique. I read a lot of papers back in my day, back in the city. Have someone else's point of view, what they think of it.
In the city, huh?
Lots of papers in the city. Lots of competition with writers there. You probably know about that.
I do. Were you in the war, Mr. Kinsey?
The war? No, I'm a betting man, but I don't bet my life any more than I need to.
I was in the war. That's how I got this scar. And she points.
At least it wasn't from your
scar.
paw. Said you didn't smile enough. Sorry. Just referencing Joker. Anyway. So y'all said that you've seen those kind of weird snake people before?
Yes. A few times.
Could y'all maybe elaborate on that?
She'll just kind of like Kiyo.
Are they some like aliens or something?
Honestly, I have no clue, really. It's complicated is probably the best way to say it. And she'll look to Olive.
Maybe they came from the moon. I'm trying to think of like 1800 sci-fi. Did you know that's a thing? It's a thing. Yeah.
So and as you ask that, there will sort of as a kind of a flash over, like, because it's been a little bit, we flash to, the original group's arrival in Stillwater and the earthquakes that were happening, and then the conversations about Mr. Lee letting off fireworks at night, and then a night or two into their stay, a fireworks show going off around midnight. But Mr. Lee claimed to know nothing about it, and in fact the fireworks were being lit from a mesa outside of town, about a mile or so away. And Olive, barefoot and determined, led her group into the hills to find out what was going on with it. And there was a lot of interesting things to find. They found where the fireworks were shut off, but they didn't find any hint that night of who exactly were the ones firing them. They found strange things in the pass between the two mesas as they were looking for the culprits. Eventually made their way back to town to find the next morning that many people in town were struggling with some form of memory loss. The sheriff had released the person that they came to town to catch, Hank Hanreddy, and had let him go. Just open the cell and let him wander off. Various people were struggling. The woman who owns the general store was having a fit because she suddenly couldn't understand numbers and was struggling with reading. And just a lot of strange occurrences after that night, which culminated in them locating this cave system that was some kind of laboratory, and these snake people. And they found their wanted fellow Hank had been captured by the snake people, along with some other people who had been missing from town and the outlying areas. And it also culminated in them blowing up that lab. Like, the mountain exploded and nearly killed them all. But so these scenes sort of flash by as Claude is asking questions. And Claude's arrival is sort of timed into the next day after the huge explosion when everybody got back to town. So Claude, you sort of arrived after all the activity.
That's how little time has passed in this campaign. It's been like 2 or 3 days.
It's been a handful of days, yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it has been a hell of a time.
Yes. The party came to town to arrest Hank Hanready, who's wanted for murder in the city, and they have sworn warrant to bring him in, dead or alive, to get paid. And that was what they came for. And so much has happened. I mean, they acquired Hank, but now he's lying in the doctor's office in very, very bad shape because he did not fare so well in the explosion. So Solomon and the doctor.
Hank's the one they need to take into town.
Hank's the one that they need to bring back to the big city so that he can face justice and they can get the payment they were promised. But currently, Hank is in no condition to travel. So the Dr. Markward and Solomon are with Hank, nursing him back to health, while Olive and Kiyo are deciding what they're going to do with the time they have to wait. You all figure Hank probably won't be ready to go for at least a week, maybe a little longer, so you've got some time.
Well, we should probably, maybe we should check what's going on with that town. Maybe the doctor could use some stuff from a bigger town anyways.
I was going to be heading in there today, so don't mind having any travel companions with me. Make it a little less mundane. I'm sure Clementine won't mind.
Olive? What do you say?
I could hear you say the F-bomb without the mic being on.
It's always so fun when Callie accidentally mutes herself because you can see the anger and pain in it.
The thing is that you've gotten like people that haven't been around for a long time, like Alex in our Baltimore by Night. He's like, "Oh, I Callied myself." I'm like, dude, you don't need to say that.
I am so proud that I made that stick.
It's a verb.
There's Callieing and then Scottying.
We're verbs. I 100%. Let's go.
All right, and we head out.
All right, so you're served up your breakfast as you make this decision. And,
of course, eat breakfast and whatnot.
And then prepare yourselves to head out. And also Bob Hurley can tell you that it'll take you just about the day to get from here through the pass and over to Santa Rosita, but it shouldn't be too bad. The weather's not bad. The earthquakes, at least here, seem a little less dangerous, so you feel kind of good about this.
Would we have gotten up really early?
You probably...
The reason I asked that is because if I'm going to be traveling and we're out west, I want to be in the cool as much as possible because when that sun comes up, it's going to get real hot real fast.
It's true. I would say that you were probably awake by 7 at the latest, because Bob and Samuel were pretty loud downstairs. Samuel is not a quiet fellow. He's big. He's boisterous. You don't sleep well when Samuel's awake.
Though Claude is the one that came up with the idea, he's probably the last one ready, as he is dressed really nice, like way too nice. Like there's no reason for him to be like wearing a suit, especially for traveling.
Very nice.
Also, much in the same way, Kiyo, I think I think Claude has only seen Kiyo when she's in her outfit for fighting, pretty much at this point.
I don't know why,
Nice.
but I imagine Kiyo just being, what's his name, an Afro samurai, it's to do with like the giant bear.
I know what you're talking about. Surprisingly
Mascot
enough, she walks out and she's wearing a dress and has a parasol and looks mighty fancy.
Very nice.
And Olive comes out and she just has her shoes on. That's like the difference.
I mean, hey, at least she has her shoes on.
This is true.
She's wearing
Shoe on.
a like a cover over like a cover. I don't know what it's called.
A shawl?
Poncho? Shawl?
A shawl. Yeah.
A shawl? Look, like one of these that I'm wearing? A shawl?
Yeah, exactly. I have to invest in a poncho. I really want a poncho.
This is so nice. It's a nice chilly New England night, so I'm wearing it.
I'm gonna look like an Emperor's New Groove character.
Yes, you do. I also have a question. I just want to know from each of you, what is your current sanity score?
58. I was actually just looking at it.
65.
65.
44.
44.
That-
Okay.
That sounds right.
It does. But so
For what you've been through.
as you're preparing to leave, though, I am going to have you do this. So this is for Kiyo and for Olive, since you participated in some of these events. First thing, because you did kill some of those troglophobes, the sort of smaller snake people, you each will get back 3 points of sanity from that.
Ooh.
And then
So sorry, how many sanity?
so that's, you get 3 from that, and
3
then
from that. All right.
you also will get back 5 points of sanity for rescuing the prisoners.
If it exceeds the first amount of sanity, like my sanity was 50 before.
It
Does
can go
just stop at
higher.
50?
You can go
okay.
higher.
The only thing that can limit your max sanity is ranks in Cthulhu Mythos, which are kind of hard to get.
Mm-hmm. And then
How did I get more sane? Like,
well, because
from-
you've accomplished some things. Also,
You learned from the traumatic experience.
it's true.
You came out on a better note afterwards.
Also, one of you can roll me a d4.
I don't have a D4.
You had it in roll 20.
I don't have roll 20
If
up. 'cause
not,
when
I
we
can
first
roll it.
started-
Yeah.
I got it. Hang on. Let me just grab it.
All right.
When we first started playing this game, I couldn't figure out roll 20. And so I never used.
Callie said, I am not doing roll 20. Not happening.
I made my account in 2017, and I still don't understand it.
I like it. I've
I
figured
got
it out.
it. Okay.
I need to understand it.
I got a 2 on the D4.
All right. So each of you add 2 more to your sanity.
Damn.
That's just those two, correct?
Yes, because those
Yeah.
are from participating in the earlier events of the adventure. So I have it now, Kiyo. What, you're at a 75, and Olive is at a 52.
54 because it was +3 and that was 47, and then +5
Oh, yep.
was 52, and then +2 was 54.
Yep. So you're almost as sane
just
as
did-
your friend Claude.
So close.
Isn't that's sad for Cloud?
Not at all.
Let's see.
In fact, I have my starting sanity, and it's higher than the average starting sanity, so I'm fine with that. I have had a player that started with 30, and that was fun.
Mm.
Imagine Dean Winchester, but he's like season 1 Dean Winchester, but mentally he's like season 10 plus with Chester.
Right. Okay, so you get together any items you think you'll need for your journey. You know it's probably going to take a better part of today to get there.
On the off chance, are there any citruses being sold in this little town?
Make me a luck roll.
Okay. Let's see here. I always forget, green or purple?
Purple? Nope, the other one. But it's a success. So yes, indeed, they are at the store across the street from the saloon. They are selling some citruses.
Okay. He would buy one or two for Clementine. Maybe one for him. Nah, actually, he'll buy 4. One for each of us, including Clementine.
Yeah.
How much would that be? Like 5 cents each or something?
Yeah, it probably runs you about 20 cents total.
Actually, he would probably. Never mind. I want to impulsively save his character sheet. Anyway. And he gives everybody one.
Much appreciated.
No problem. Least I can do for you saved my hide back there.
It's nothing.
Also,
That's what I do.
This is Clementine's favorite treat. That's how she got her name. Rubbed her nose.
Makes sense.
So you gather your things, you hand out your citruses, and you ride out of Stillwater, letting Samuel know to tell both Sol and the doctor that you will be back sometime soon. Probably a couple of days.
Within the week.
Yes. The doctor, you do hear word from her that if she can catch up with you, she will likely do so. If she might leave things to the town doctor, as Hank seems to be doing a little better. But after that, you all ride out into the open land, heading for the pass and heading for Santa Rosita. So
we won't die from scurvy, so that's a good.
It's very good. Is there anything special you want to do on the ride, or is it pretty straightforward? You just...
Yep, Kiyo get her get her usual way of going there. Get her cart.
Mm-hmm.
Her wagon.
Oh, you have a whole wagon?
I have a whole ass wagon,
She has a driver.
I have a driver too, yeah.
They can drive now?
Mm-hmm.
They can drive now.
Sorry.
So I will say, you travel for probably the first, few hours. It's uneventful, kind of quiet. You leave Stillwater in behind you. You enter into the Southwood Pass. You have the 2 mesas on either side of you rise up and sort of blot out the sun a little bit, which makes it a little bit cooler for the travel. Why don't you all roll me spot hidden rolls?
Okay, good. That's good.
This is where we get like the Western travel montage music.
Oh my god. I got
Yeah, that's
91.
Okay.
I got the nicest roll of all. It was a failure, but it was nice.
Now don't forget in Cthulhu.
69?
Yes. In Cthulhu, you can do one of 2 things when you fail a roll. You can try to push a roll, which is if you think it's important enough that you pass, you can give me a condition like, oh, well, I try to do this. Like, but the thing is if you fail on the pushed roll, I get to give you a consequence more than what might have happened if you just let the roll go. The other thing you can do is if you have luck, you can spend your luck to bring your roll to a certain amount of success. I will say that in this case, I don't think that this is something that you either need to A, spend luck on, or B, push. But just so you all remember, those are 2 options when you're playing this.
Yeah, Claude's never spending his luck.
But that's what it's there for. What did Kiyo get on the spot roll?
I got a 24.
Is that a success? I think so.
Yes, it is.
I hope so.
So, Kiyo, you are the only one to notice from riding in the back of your cart with your parasol. You are the one to notice.
The one least likely to be observant.
Yep. But Kiyo is very. You notice from the sort of behind you, there's kind of like a dust cloud, which to you marks maybe a group of riders approaching from behind. Now, being in the pass itself, there's not a lot of places for anyone to go. It's very, I mean, the mesas rise pretty well vertically on either side of you, so but there is some kind of riders who seem to be approaching. They're probably a few minutes behind you, but they're moving faster, so you do think that they will at least overtake you, but you're not sure who or you know who they may be.
Kill is kind of give her driver a tap on the shoulder and make her aware of what's going on.
In response to that, your driver will nod, and then will sort of make sure to kind of move your cart off to one side, just in case, you know, this is a situation of anyone just wanting to pass you by, that there's some room, and they don't overtake the cart before they know it.
Yeah. Kiyo will get her shotgun ready, though, just in case.
And as Kiyo does, that's when Claude and Olive, you both notice like Kiyo paying attention behind you, and you can sort of follow her line of sight to this dust cloud that's sort of getting a little bigger. And very shortly thereafter, you do all kind of hear the sound of approaching hooves. And I would say you probably figure there's at least maybe 6 horses riding up from behind.
Claude would like what do the riders appear like? Can we see them?
All right,
at this
so
distance?
So if you wait a few, you give it a few moments, give them a chance to kind of come into view, you all see what looks like a group of Apache riding on horseback, closing the distance on all of you. And Kiyo and Olive, you both recognize, at least since he is in the lead, and a little bit of a distance of a lead from him and the men behind him, you recognize the Apache warrior who helped you on the mesa when you were dealing with the snake people. You remember his name was Taza.
All right, then Kiyo will then kind of just, once we recognize him, like, all right, don't worry, we know them.
Then Claude would, slow down and circle around and let him catch up and whatnot.
All right, and Kiyo, your driver, kind of reins in the horses and slows them down as well. And
if they're going in the same direction as us and they don't want to talk, they can just go. That's fine.
Well, as you say that, as you slow down and they close the whatever distance is left between you, when they're maybe less than about maybe 10 yards or so away, Taza pulls up the reins of his horse, and his horse comes to a sliding stop.
Whips out dual-wielding Tommy guns and points them in my direction.
Yes. But he sort of gives a nod to Kiyo and to Olive, whom he recognizes. He looks at you, Claude.
I would do the hat tip hello.
He seems a little, wary of you, but he sort of looks and gives his attention back to Kiyo and Olive. His eyes kind of pass around. You can tell he's maybe looking for your other friends, but doesn't see them. And then he steps forward, and he
gets off his horse.
He does. He dismounts, he steps forward, and he reaches into the saddlebag on the side of his horse, and he takes out a small package and then starts to approach the two of you who he's more familiar with.
Do you know this fellow? He looked at you with some recognition.
Yes. We encountered him when we were dealing with the snake people's problem.
Hmm. And Claude's going to be respectively, like, not too far away, but not like in their conversation, you know?
And Taza motions for Kiyo and Olive if you will, like, you get the impression he'd like you to come closer.
Yep, Kiyo will hop off out of her carriage and walk over to him.
I'll go closer as well. I have nothing to fear from this man.
Yeah.
When you approach, he nods and he says, "I send greetings from our elder." He looks you over, Olive. "You still look quite injured," you know, and he says it. His English is not great, but he's understandable. And I send a gift from my people. And he holds out 2 wrapped items, one to Olive and one to Kiyo.
Kiyo will accept it.
I will also accept it.
And you kind of can feel as you take them, it's sort of wrapped in kind of this soft sort of fur, but it feels like something inside. It's you hear it kind of clink together a little bit. It's a little bit flimsy. He says, "This is a gift from the Chiricahua. It shows you are a friend to our people."
Thank you very much. This is an honor. She'll say very, very sincerely too.
Do either of you open the package, or do you just keep them?
Kiyo will open it.
I
Okay.
will
Feels
also
rude.
open it.
Feels rude not to open it.
So
Yeah.
as you both open these, you see that these are necklaces that are made with mountain lion's teeth on a cord to be worn around your neck. And these identify you as a friend of the Chiricahua. This means, mechanically speaking, that any dealings you have with any Apache that you meet get you a bonus die for social interactions, because it identifies you as a friend of their people.
Nice. Yeah, all right, yeah. Kiyo will give him a nod and put it on.
I will also do the same.
He nods and he says, "When I next see your friends, I will bestow their gift to them. Until then."
Until then.
And he
Sorry.
and he very quickly turns, matter-of-factly, he's handled his business, and he goes back to his horse and mounts, and then turns the horse and starts heading away. I would say, Kiyo especially, you get the feeling that they must have been watching and waiting for a chance to interact with you, and they followed you once you left town. So Taza and his men were keeping an eye out for you all.
That's rather comforting.
And they quickly disappear back the way they came, in a cloud of dirt, horse hooves thundering, and leave you to head back on your way, heading for Santa Rosita. And what happens next? Is there anything special you would like to do on this trip, or do we want to fast forward to your arrival at the town?
We'll travel by a dotted line on the map.
Yeah.
All right, so we zoom out, and we just see the little icon of Kiyo's little carriage, and it follows along the pass. Every once in a while, there's a cutscene of an up close, like of seeing some kind of cool flower or plant in the very far distance.
A whip crack.
Seeing like a skeleton, and Kiyo just waving a hand, spurring on her driver, and then firing from the back of the carriage, killing the undead as you go.
On brand.
On brand. And eventually, you leave the Southwood Pass and ride the remaining distance, and you see the town of Santa Rosita sort of coming into view on the horizon ahead of you. As you're approaching, it's actually getting toward dusk. It's getting, dark now as you reach the outskirts of town. And you can see the lights of the town in the distance. You also notice that as you're riding up this sort of main road, there seems to be several wagons that are lined up, kind of blocking the road ahead. And you make out 2 men armed with rifles standing sort of at the front of the wagons in the thoroughfare. And when you're within earshot, one of the men yells, all right, pull on up here and bring it to a stop.
How official do these folks look?
They look pretty official. I mean, you don't immediately see any signs of badges or anything like that, but I mean, their weapons and the wagons in front of the main road into town kind of give them an air of official business.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Kiyo will kind of nod to her driver and get ready to get out of the vehicle herself.
The gentleman who spoke first, the other one kind of keeps an eye on all of you. The other one says, what brings y'all to Santa Rosita?
I came here for the casino.
It's a good choice. Well, we got this thing. We got a
quarantine.
Yes, there's some loco disease we heard's going around, especially over there in Stillwater, which it looks like you come from that direction. And the residents here in Santa Rosita, we're doing our best to make sure that disease doesn't spread here. So, new rules for visitors are we're gonna take your arms and stow them for you, and we got a cabin set up over here. We got food and water provided. We'll take care of your horses and your vehicles for you while you're quarantined. And once you clear and we know you're not sick and not going to spread anything, you'll be let out of the cabin and allowed into town. That's how this goes.
I assume we'll be given our arms back as well.
Absolutely. They will be kept locked and safe until you are released from the quarantine. Now, if you're not interested and you want to continue on your way, you can ride around the outskirts of town, but we have people at all sides, and if you try to make entrance without quarantining, it's not going to go well for you.
He'll nod. Of course.
All right.
Look to the rest.
We're gonna...
Shrugs must be pretty serious as he's like getting off his like pistol holster. Yeah.
All right. The other man who hasn't spoken, he takes a bandana out and he masks up. And then he proceeds over to you. And he says, apologies, just in case, don't want to catch no disease. And he comes up to you in order to collect your weapons and just to search and make sure you're handing everything over. So he will walk up to Claude first and
I get those 2 pistols, if I remember right.
Yes. So he will hold out his hands for the pistols. He kind of gives you a once over to see if there's anything else. And then he sort of motions toward the side of one of the wagons, and another fellow emerges from the darkness. Looks like they had a couple people maybe hiding in the dark in case of trouble. And he has him come over and he starts handing him the weapons to stow, and he sort of takes your horse's reins, pulls Clementine's reins over her head, and he's like, she'll be taken good care of. We'll take her to livery. The first couple nights while you're quarantined, it's on the town will cover it.
She'll be real easy for you.
Okay. He proceeds over to where Olive and Kiyo and your driver are. Kiyo, your driver looks at you and kind of gives you kind of a raised eyebrow and says, do you want me to camp out here outside of town, or do you want me to quarantine and come in with you?
I was just going to ask you to do that.
She nods, and she looks over at the gentleman. She says, I'm going to take the lady's carriage, and I'll set up camp outside of town and wait for them to proceed back, if that's all right. And he says, that's fine with me. Like I said, if you want to enter at some point, that's going to require you to do the quarantine process, unless you're there for a couple days too, and then we'll just, once you pass the time, you can come in at that point. And she kind of gives a nod.
Actually, and Kiyo, can I roll something to like? I don't know. My brain is like, shoot. Kiyo is very paranoid still, even if these people do look somewhat official.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll something for that? I don't know what you would.
Are you trying to? I'm
trying to get the read on these guys.
This would be a psychology roll.
I'm really shit at that. I still rolled a 7, so It doesn't matter how shit I am at something, as long as it's not a 1. So I passed.
Yeah, you definitely get the read that they're nervous. They're definitely afraid of this idea of this disease going around, but you do get the feeling that they're being straightforward with you. Like they're not thieves trying to steal from you. This isn't a setup. They just are following these new rules for the town.
All right, if that's the case, yeah, Kiyo will offer her guns to him.
He'll gladly take them, hand them off to the other fellow, make a note. And he says, "I apologize for this, but we're also going to need your hats and boots if you have them. This prevents any unnecessary sneaking about or urge to do so, because it's very uncomfortable to go out without shoes and go places."
Olive. Kiyo very much looks at Olive with a bit of a smirk when that's said.
Takes off her shoes and she just hands them over and she's like, "Fine by me."
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Looks at Claude. Claude, do you hand over your boots and hat?
Do I seriously gotta hand over my hat?
Well, yes, it's, yourself as a gentleman, you don't like to go out without it. It's part of your decor, I assume. It really does sort of put one off from just wandering about unnecessarily if they're missing some of their basic comfort items. I know these mandates that we have are a little far-fetched, but it's to keep everybody in Santa Rosita safe. The townspeople are very much on edge.
Look, now, I understand that. Getting sick's a mighty horrible thing. I remember back when I was a kid, my mom got sick pretty bad. But a hat's not going to change anything. Is there any way I could use like fast talk to try to keep my hat?
Yeah, if you wanna try to talk him into letting you keep your hat, go ahead and roll a fast talk roll.
Out of character, I don't care. But I feel like Claude would really care.
Claude cares about this hat.
Yeah.
It's a good looking hat.
I mean, it's part of his outfit's expensive. So it's like he's got a Supreme hat, he's got that drip. You don't want to lose it.
All right, so Claude, you explain this too. Like you go on about the outfit and the hat, and you kind of hand off the hat to Olive and then like show the outfit without the hat and then put the hat back on. And this fellow, he kind of like at first like eyebrow raised, like what? And then little by little, yeah, you know what? I can understand. You know what? As long as you give me the boots and you gave me the guns without a problem, like I'm not going to argue about the hat, sir.
That sounds reasonable. He hands over his nice boots. If he had to choose between the two, he would rather have him take the boots than the hat.
All right. Once you all have given over all your items that you need.
And I was going to say, Kiyo is going to also be kind of annoying. She's like, "I will not be walking to the house in just my socks." No.
We've got a little cart here. We'll ride you over, and we would not expect that. No, because I mean, obviously, who's gonna wander around without their shoes or boots on?
Of course.
Little pan to Olive on the camera. Pan back.
Just
every time it's mentioned about running around without boots on, it keeps painting to Olive, but each time it zooms in more and more on her feet.
And it's noted that Olive has like holes in her socks because Olive does go out without shoes on. But and you see another young fellow who you didn't see at first kind of coming around the side of the two wagons that blocked the road, and he's leading a small little cart. It's drawn by one horse, but there's enough room for about maybe 4 to 6 people in the back of the cart. 4 is comfortable, 6 might be a squeeze, but there's only the 3 of you. You watch.
Claude doesn't say this out loud, but he's just like, holy guacamole, where are these people hiding at?
Where do they keep coming out of?
They have a
Also,
whole
Jeanette.
system set up behind these
Are they
carts.
are they prairie dogs? They just keep popping up out of the ground.
Pretty much.
Jeanette, I just realized, despite me giving them my arms, I still have 2 weapons on me.
And what are those, Kiyo?
Well, one is a Bowie knife,
Oh, I thought.
which, I mean, would they have taken?
Well, they do intend to search. Like, you can tell they want to search you.
Okay.
Do
so
you
if
want to
they-
hide them?
No, she would not intentionally hide that.
Okay.
If they take it, they take it.
Yeah, they want any guns or any weapons, just
All right.
just for safety's sake.
Here is the next question: do they check her parasol?
You know, I'm gonna say, why don't you roll me a luck roll, but roll with a bonus die.
Luck roll with a bonus die. Is that D100s or D10? Like,
So
is
you
that
roll 2d10s and you take the lower one. Like, so
Of
if you get
the-
if you get a 20 and a 10, you take the 10 and then add the single
Okay.
dice to it.
okay, I was wondering if it was the 10s or the 1s. Yeah, the 10s.
Yep.
Oh, dropped 1. Well, I got a 6.
Okay, I assume that is much lower than how much luck you have left.
Yes.
So-
I would hope so too. 42 is my current luck.
All right, so they do point out the knife and say, "Oh, we do need any blades as
course.
well," but they completely goes over his head to even inspect the parasol. Who would have anything in a parasol?
Why would you hide anything in a parasol?
Exactly.
And Kiyo, you can imagine how annoyed Kiyo would act the moment they tried to search that too.
It's true. It's true. And then the little cart approaches. The young man driving it kind of pulls the horse to a stop. He also has the bandana across his face, covering his mouth and his nose, just in case. And he nods and he says, "All right, I'm gonna take you on over to the cabin and get you all settled in." And the first fellow sort of walks over and he offers a hand to anyone who wants a hand up into the cart.
Yep, Kiyo would take it.
And very quickly, you can see Kiyo once you're kind of taken and get into the cart. Your driver kind of turns your little carriage around and rides it back toward a little bit of a cleared space, a few hundred yards away. And you see like them sort of pull up and climb out and kind of set up in plain sight of these wagons, you know, so that comfort level for the townsfolk, that they're not going to try anything. They're going to be right in sight, but they're going to stay outside.
Mhm.
And the rest of you are taken by this little cart and you're driven very short distance. It's not too far, but you're driven around the wagons that are blocking the road. And let's see. You're taken to a small structure. It looks like an old stage depot. And it looks, honestly, like the construction of it looks older than the construction of some of the buildings of the town that you can see. You're kind of driven up to the door. You're let out of the cart. And there's a couple more individuals kind of like standing guard outside of the cabin. They just sort of give a nod, and then one of them walks over and opens the front door and sort of motions that you all can enter this little cabin. Says, "Here you go."
Well, I'm mosey on in.
All right. Well, don't you worry. It's just a couple nights, and then we'll let you out, and you'll be free to enter town once we know that you're all healthy. And as you enter, you can immediately see that the little structure comprises 4 rooms. The largest room is the one that you're kind of walking into. It's this main room. You can see like the kitchen area. There's enough floor space here. It looks like it's big enough in here to sleep maybe 4 people comfortably, or twice as many as that if you kind of want to be uncomfortable. So that's this big main room. Kitchen, kind of open space. And you can see there's doors to the other rooms. And the other rooms look like smaller bedrooms. You can see that they look like they accommodate 1 person on a bed and 1 person on a floor. And the fellow at the door, as you walk in, says, the bedrooms are generally for the ladies, so that they can have some privacy. And gentlemen usually take the main room and sleep on the floor. And, oh, by the way, the toilet, the outhouse is out around back. If you need to use it, it's about 75 yards behind the cabin, but don't go any further than the outhouse. All right?
All right. Now I think about it, I do need to do a little tinkle. And Claude goes out back.
All right. And also in the main room, there's a large table, a bunch of rickety-looking chairs, and some worn mattresses kind of piled in the corner. So there is some places to sleep. I will also say you notice that it appears some graffiti has been carved into the walls and some of the furniture. And on the mantle of the fireplace, there's several pretty-looking rocks and some crudely carved wooden figurines.
I'm gonna look at the figurines.
All right, why don't you roll me a spot hidden roll when you go up and kind of get a closer look at the figurines and things up there.
All right, hang on a second.
One of the rocks was actually a snake.
Might be.
I think can't spell. I'm looking for my character sheet because I'm dumb and I forgot to open it. Okay, I found it. Spot hidden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a 45 out of 50.
Okay. So, when you kind of go right away to the left, just inside the door, as you look at these trinkets on the top of the fireplace. But also, while you're doing that, I will say that you also all note there are 3 other individuals here in the cabin already. Kind of sitting around the rickety chairs near the table, sort of off by the kitchen area. There are 3 gentlemen. One of them is an older gentleman, probably in his mid-50s. He's got a glass, looks like some kind of dark liquor that he's drinking, just kind of sipping off of. He kind of like raises it and gives you a friendly smile. He's not he's kind of almost forgettable in appearance. He's very kind of average looking, probably only about 5'8" tall, maybe weighs 185 pounds or a little bit less. But he kind of gives off like he seems friendly enough. There's also a middle-aged man who is kind of sitting up a little more straight in his chair, but he's kind of like, when the door opened, he kind of looked to the door with a little bit of a nervousness, kind of looking around a little nervous, seems a little bit on edge, a little uncertain of this whole situation, but it seems like he's trying to just keep himself together, keep the best of it. And then there's a young man. He barely looks over 20 years old. Tall, very skinny, unshaven. He's got a really kind of like scruffy beard going on, and definitely looks a little questionable. You kind of give him a look like, maybe I'll be careful with my wallet around him. Also, you notice a little bit of a smell, and you realize it's coming from him. He's got a very unpleasant scent coming off of him. But as soon as he sees you, kind of, especially Kiyo and Olive, since you're the first through the door, because Claude went off to use the latrine, he immediately looks in your direction. And Kiyo, as Olive goes to the fireplace, he looks at you and he goes, "Hi there, how are you? It's nice to see you. Welcome into the cabin. It's nice to have new faces, isn't it, gentlemen?"
concern. But I'm not there.
Hi, I'm Johnny. Hello?
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Kiyo.
Hi, Kiyo. And the older gentleman takes a sip of his whiskey and says, "You think you get used to him, but you really don't."
Kiyo just kind of shrugs and is going to find more or less, like, how many rooms do you say there were? Like bedrooms, more or less?
There are 4 rooms here, and 3 of them are smaller bedrooms that would sleep one on a bed and one on a floor.
Kiyo's gonna walk her way into one of the rooms and actually look to Olive and just kind of say, "If you want, you can share this one."
And,
yeah.
And Olive, as she says that, and you kind of look to her and then look back at the mantle, you're sort of looking at these little figurines and things, your eyes kind of moving over them. And your eyes you catch yourself sort of like looking back at this one item. It's this small, plum-shaped little rock. Something about it gives you pause. It very much reminds you of some of those...
What kind of pause?
Some of those... Yeah.
Oh God, I know what this
You
is.
know
Sorry.
the weather vane, the wind chimes that were all over the place in Stillwater?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Yes.
Yeah, same here.
This small stone very much resembles one of the stones in those wind chimes.
Real quick question, Jeanette. I know Kiyo handed over all of her stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm hiding a revolver underneath my skirt. Would they have checked it?
Is that a revolver in your skirt, or are you just happy to see me?
I'm gonna say, why don't you give me a luck roll with an with the bonus die? So you roll 2 10s and 1 single, and take the lower 10, and tell me if you succeeded a luck roll.
Well, I've wasted a lot of luck.
I know. That's okay. We like that.
I rolled the same thing twice, but it's less than my luck.
Okay.
It was a 43.
So you do indeed capably hide your gun under your skirt in some fashion.
I mean, we could have also very easily just brought the alien crystal things in, because I assume they wouldn't even have read those as weapons.
Well, did you? I mean, you could have. If those are in your bag.
Honestly, they probably would have been in Kiyo's bag. She didn't even think of it.
Because I will say that to someone who doesn't know better, they look like either some kind of
rocks.
odd gems, rocks, or weird collectible trinkets.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, she probably has it just in her bag.
Okay. So you do in fact have those with you, and apparently Olive is armed and dangerous. She may not have shoes, but she's a gun.
Armed. Dangerous. I don't know.
Wait, hang on, because that one time I did like ricochet a bullet around a corner and hit someone.
You did.
Did you?
She did.
Yes.
I don't remember this.
Oh yeah.
It was the coolest thing I ever did. Yes,
I don't think.
here.
Was I here? Because I don't remember.
It was the
this.
coolest thing that Olive ever did, besides not dying yet.
Yeah. Besides that nap.
Yes.
It was right before I blew up.
Okay.
Yes. So these 3 gentlemen sort of are sitting around the table. You notice that the middle-aged fellow still looks nervously about. He hasn't said anything. The young fellow introduced himself as Johnny. And then the older gentleman, as you walk by, Kiyo, he says, "Yes, the 3 of us are sleeping out here. It's good if you and you ladies take the rooms. By the way, I'm Judge Rupert Hill. I'm a circuit judge from the city. This fellow here," and he points to the quiet, middle-aged fellow, Matt McCoy. I believe he deals in cattle. And yes, that young talkative fellow there calls himself Johnny Crabbaw, and he's Johnny Crabbaw. Yes, hey, it's nice to meet y'all.
He sounds like a radio DJ. That last name just sounds like a radio DJ last name. You know what I mean?
He says, I'm just traveling about looking for a little bit of work to make a little bit of dough and make my way in this world. That's all I'm trying to do, you know. They say it's a young man's world out here, isn't it? So figured I could make my fortune.
Very admirable of you.
Yeah, the judge here, he likes a nice fancy whiskey, but he's not a drunk. He maintains it real well. He was here a little before I got here, I think. Real nice guy. Hey, Judge, you're a nice guy. This guy, Matt, here, he don't talk much. It seems like he's got a real nervous tick about him. Matt, you say hello? Matt, hello. See, he doesn't say much. He's very quiet. And Mr. McCoy just kind of gives a nod to you in greeting, but does not say hello.
She'll give a pleasant nod.
And
I don't like that.
Callie's like, I don't trust him. He ain't talking.
And the judge says, yes, they bring us meals. They've already brought in supper, but if you're hungry, I'm sure they'll bring you something to keep you from getting peckish overnight. But usually we get a breakfast, something in the midday and a supper at night. If there's something special you want, as in the whiskey that I care to drink, if you give the guards a little bit of money, they'll tend to go into town and pick it up for you. They're very kind about it. For all intents and purposes, this isn't too bad of a situation to find ourselves in. Oh, and who's this? And he looks over as Claude enters the building at this point.
A bowl of ice cream.
Oh, they got an ice box back there?
Oh, yes. If you ask and give them a little bit of money, you can get the frozen milk product that they make.
So what brings y'all into town?
The smelly fellow's like, hi, I'm Johnny. I'm working my way across the west trying to make my fortune. And Matt there's in cattle, as the judge told him, and that guy's a judge. Well, I just introduced him as a judge, but that guy's a judge. And the judge just looks at you, Claude, and he says, Johnny's a bit talkative.
Well, you got one step going down for making some money. Gotta be a good fast talker. The other thing you gotta work on is trying to clean up your act.
Clean up my act?
You might need to shave a little bit.
He kind of runs his hair through his scruffy beard. That's good information. I'll have to look into going to a barber when we get into the town proper.
People more likely to give you money if you look nice.
Well, you look very nice. Did they give you money?
In a way, yes.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Judge, should we give him the heads up? Yeah, so we're supposed to stay inside. We're allowed to go outside and use the latrine out back but then we're supposed to come back in. We're not supposed to wander off.
Mm-hmm.
They got guards from, I guess, ranch hands, bartenders, whoever volunteers, apparently. They're taking shifts, preventing people from coming into town without the quarantine. I think every road in and out of town's got 6 armed men, from what I heard them talking out front when I went to use the bathroom earlier today. Also, they got a couple guys riding circuits around the town, both day and night. And they got 4 guys on the cabin here. There's one at the front door, one at the back door, and 2 of them just kind of roam about. So, all of them got guns. So
being very thorough, aren't they?
Oh, how long have you been here? You don't mind me asking?
I got here this morning. The judge and Mr. McCoy here, they were here before I got here. The judge is like, I arrived yesterday afternoon. Mr. McCoy you were already here. You're going, what, tomorrow? And McCoy just kind of quietly gives a nod. Yeah, they're afraid of some, weird malady that's going around. I guess down over in Stillwater. Bunch of people coming down with some weird sickness or something. And,
What kind of sickness? This was new to me. I was traveling here to go to the casino. And I heard about this disease on the way in.
I don't know, apparently, I really don't know a lot about it. All I know
Claude will look over at Kiyo and Olive when he says that.
They seem real scared around here from what I can get from these guards. Real scared.
Must be one hell of a disease. You all look fine though. I mean, none of you are on death's door, all sick and whatnot.
No, healthy as a, spring chicken over here. Even the judge, man, he's an older fella, but he's looks like he's solid as a rock.
Well,
Either way.
I think I know what we could do to pass the time. As Claude gets out a deck of cards.
Mr. McCoy's eyebrow kind of raises, interested. He seems a little bit
You
interested.
don't play blackjack?
And Claude, do me a favor, just roll a spot hidden check when you pull out the cards.
It's time to duel.
Might be.
Duel.
A duel, you
All
say.
of them pull out their Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh, damn.
All right.
Baby dragon.
So,
Is somebody hiding a card in their sleeve? Are they going to try to cheat me? They better not. I have a thing in my character arc for that.
You don't notice anything up Mr. McCoy's sleeve, but what you do notice when you bring out the deck of cards and mention playing some blackjack or some other form of card game, his left hand kind of goes to sort of the lower, like, just below his chest.
Holster.
Nope, just below his chest, kind of like at the upper part of his stomach by where his diaphragm would be. And he kind of like rests his hand there for a minute. And you get the impression when he does so, because he kind of flattens his shirt a little bit against his stomach, you get the impression that he has something he's hiding under his shirt. And it's significant. It seems like maybe he's not a big fellow to begin with, but maybe he's even not as kind of stout around the belly without whatever he's got under his shirt.
Okay.
But then just as quickly, like this is with your gambler eye, just as quickly the hand comes away and the shirt kind of flutters out a little bit again, and it's not noticeable anymore.
All right. I would keep an eye on it just because I just don't want him trying to pull something fast on me. I'm not thinking it's a weapon or anything. I mean, it might be, but more likely than not, it's some equivalent to Claude's hat that he wanted to make sure wasn't taken. Is
Fair
what he's
enough.
thinking. Claude's still the most green out of everybody here, so he's like, nah, they're just honest folk. No snake people here.
All right, so Kiyo,
No siree.
you kind of wander over and look in like the first small bedroom. You see, there's a bed. It's nothing impressive, but it looks comfortable enough. And you do also note that there's a small side table, and sitting on top of the side table, you see a small pouch. It looks like a small tobacco pouch that maybe somebody left behind.
All right.
But otherwise, the room is empty. No one's in it, and it looks like it's free for the taking if you would like it.
She's actually going to check out all the other rooms first.
Okay.
Kind of meander about.
Why don't you roll me a spot hidden as you kind of wander between the rooms, see if you come across anything.
Where's my spot hidden? There it is. Hey, 25.
Nice.
So that's a success.
All right. So in the other two rooms, in one of them, you actually find on the floor, kind of rolled into a little crevice by the door, you actually come across a small penknife. And in the other, you find a Bible kind of left tucked under the pillow. It looks well worn, and there's actually like notes and things in the margins. This looks like it was probably a pastor's Bible that must have quarantined here, but then when they left, for some reason they forgot it and left it behind. But it looks like they've got like general notes for like their sermons and for like the meanings of verses and things like that, and just little notations.
She'll kind of do a quick flip through, like more or less like seeing if there's anything hidden in it. And then, put toss the penknife into her jacket pocket, like into her, more or less between the chest, the classic hiding spot.
Excellent, excellent.
And then, yeah.
Other than that, you know, looks like the three gentlemen are kind of settled in. This is the second night for at least two of them. So you get the impression that they're going to make you stay at least 2 nights for the quarantine. It sounds like Johnny here, this was his first night, so he's got, you know, at least one more night after this left. But otherwise...
she'll then walk back to the first room and just kind of look at this. Is anybody in this room?
The judge looks up from his whiskey and he says, no, that's any of the rooms are open. We gentlemen, and he looks at Claude, we're all bunking up out here on the mattresses. We draw them out when we sleep in the evening.
Oh, of course. Claude's already dealing cards.
Kiyo was just I just wanted to make sure. And then she'll go in and keep the door like mostly closed, more or less. Like Olive can come in, but like making it very like she kind of wants a bit of privacy from at least them. And figures Claude and the boys are gonna get rowdy because cards are gonna happen.
Yeah, you know, boys with their cards.
They start doing weird poses and such. And talking about obliterating.
Talking about a bunch of different colors that they have in their deck.
And about how they once got Yada locked. The best part is I don't think anyone actually gets that part of the joke.
No.
Because I am a massive fucking card game nerd.
We don't need to play it out.
Yeah.
But can I roll gambling? So why not?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Claude, probably, just to say before I roll, first game or two is going to be like no money, just like warm up, and he's going to try to hustle a little bit, or he's just going to be like, oh no, I know how to play some, but I'm not that good. And then like when money starts, it won't be that much money. It'll probably be like a nickel each or something, if that. He'll like suddenly just like shift his game. So let's see how that works for him. Ooh.
Haha!
Oh, Jesus.
That is very well.
Roll 20 missed me, man.
It did miss you a lot.
I rolled a 10, by the way.
Oh.
That's the second 10 in a row.
So why don't you roll me a d6?
Hey.
All right, so the first game's not for money, but Claude, you once everybody kind of get a read on how everybody is as a player, you sort of up the ante as the evening goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually,
a real gambler knows it's less about knowing the game and knowing who you're playing. Yes,
eventually, you take the most money off of the cattleman, Mr. McCoy, before he quietly folds out. Johnny is very boisterous for the first part of the game, but he quickly leaves the table after you think you pretty much clean him out. He probably had $2 or $3 to his name. The judge is kind of the closest in any kind of skill set, nowhere near like your overall skill, but he has some you could tell experience at the card table. Probably sitting down at judges' games and stuff like that.
I don't know how much you guys have experience with like playing, maybe not that, well, not gambling per se, but like Uno even. If someone's drunk enough, they'll just be like that like sober drunk where they're just like sitting there and they look sober. But that's the deadliest person you can have at the table because you cannot read them at all because they're pretty much out.
Yep.
I like to think that's what the judge is right now.
Well, no, the judge, you can tell, like, the judge is not drinking to get drunk. The judge, he is one of those fellows, like, he enjoys, you can tell he is enjoying this fine whiskey that he procured by giving the guards some extra cash to bring in from the saloon.
Claude, instead of having him put money on the table, is probably like a shot.
And he will gladly offer you a shot. You notice at some point once Johnny's out of the game, he finds underneath a set of the mattresses by the wall, he seems to find like a not as nice bottle of whiskey that's not, it's maybe only a quarter of the way full, but he drinks that himself, and he starts to get a bit tipsy to the point of he's kind of muttering to himself in the corner. And I would say, Kiyo, you kind of catch as he's kind of watching and sort of grumbling a little bit about the loss of money. You catch him sort of saying, almost like he wants to boast, but he's just like talking to himself, and he's like, yeah, well, you don't know what I'm worth in Texas, man. Whew, boy. And then he kind of puts his head against the wall and starts to snore.
Kiyo just shakes her head to herself as she's sitting in there.
But other than that, do you all plan to at some point go to bed?
That 5. What was the 5 for?
Oh, you eventually collect up to about $5 from winnings.
Oh, jeez, okay.
Like I said, Mr. McCoy seems to have the deepest pockets at the table, but he finally gives up at some point.
Okay, at the beginning of this session, I was $10 poorer. So Claude's doing pretty damn good. And I'm waiting for the scene where we're just going to cut to like all of Claude's life savings literally getting exploded and just burning money going from the sky. He's going to be like, no!
That could happen. But little by little, like eventually...
Is it possible?
What's that?
No, go ahead.
No, go
I think
ahead.
my internet's good. But is it possible if I could show Kiyo the little jewel thing that looks like it?
Oh yeah, during the course of the game, you could definitely slip into Kiyo's room and have a conversation.
She did also say you can share the room with her.
Okay, yeah, I go in there and I'm like, take a look at this.
Do I notice that it's...
Oh yeah, Kiyo, with Olive holding it up specifically, it's not amongst all these things on the fireplace. You see it and you do just kind of quick double take, and it's like, oh yeah, that's definitely a familiar item.
Yes, that is definitely what you think it is.
I feel like I should ask one of them if it came from one of them, or if it was here before they came.
Kiyo kind of looks to Olive. Might have been from the that fellow we found, the cart we found. They did say it came through there a while ago.
Hmm.
And they did say it came from this direction, right, Jeanette?
Yes, yep. There's a flashback to the merchant cart that you found burned out in the gully when you were looking for the fireworks culprits, and the flip back to finding the actual salesman in the caves, in the cells with the snake people. And he was a traveling fellow who apparently had been imprisoned much longer than he was out and about selling his wares. So it seems like he had a doppelganger as well.
Mm-hmm. So my bet is it's from that. So asking might not be a bad thing to do.
Yeah, then I'll go out because Olive just doesn't think. And she is going to say, hey, does anyone recognize this? It's a really pretty jewel.
When you walk out and you hold it up and you say pretty jewel, Johnny like sits up, burps, sniffles, and looks squinting through kind of half glossy eyes. He's like, very pretty, very pretty. I ain't seen that before. Are you giving it away, darling? And then he kind of puts his head back against the wall and shuts his eyes.
You see Claude doing the Vex eyebrow moves. That, yeah.
Yep. And
the eyebrow cock.
Mr. McCoy sort of looks across at you. You see him tilt his head a little, kind of like taking it in, and then he just shakes his head, no, like haven't seen it before. And the judge looks up, and he's, collecting the little bit of money he did win at the table, helping Claude kind of clean up after the game. And he says, where'd you come across that, my dear? That's quite a fancy little gem. Haven't seen the like before. It's unique.
It was just sitting on the fireplace.
Oh, must have been.
I was just wondering because I think it's very pretty.
Well, I mean, I would say you probably can take it. I mean, most of the things here are things that people have left behind, forgotten when they've been released from quarantine.
My old grandpa used to be a prospector. Let me have a look at that, see.
Callie, it's just the observing one.
Okay.
It's not the dangerous one. It's just the observing. Right, Jeanette? I'm
Okay.
right with that?
Yes, this is one of the crystals that they use to watch
TV.
But yeah, if Claude wants to do like a geology roll or some other kind of check,
I ain't gonna nab it from you. It's your finding. Just see if I could help you understand it better.
No,
maybe.
I'll let you. How did I get $36? Anyway, I'll let you.
Geology.
I'll let you take a look at it.
Is what you said something
yeah,
like that?
Science, geology, or like a nature roll or something.
Okay, let's see. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have nothing. It's just, let's see. Natural world is probably the worst one, but I'll go with it. Anthropology is actually on here, but it's literally 1%.
Anthropology is more people, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say even if you wanted to do like a credit rating roll, because you would
Natural
know the worth
world?
of something.
I think
Natural
credit rating
world?
would make more sense because he's just trying to see if it's worth anything for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do that.
Yeah.
Probably won't mean much.
Nope. You look at this and honestly,
It's
like Claude,
pretty.
you're just like it's nice, it's pretty, but this is not a gem you're familiar with. Like you're not even sure where this would have come from and what you would value it at. I mean, maybe it's really expensive because it's very unique, or maybe it's faux, maybe it's a fake gem and it's not worth anything. It's really kind of hard to place. It's one end or the other of the spectrum.
I've never seen a crystal like this one, but I think the only value you can get for it is what you could persuade somebody to buy it for. And he hands it back.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I was reading Vex's. It would be geology.
Fantastic.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'll put it back up on the thing.
At least it's not a stone that you put into an ancient Aztec mask.
It's not big enough.
No.
Now I think about it, that premise without the goofiness is a very Call of Cthulhu campaign.
Mm-hmm.
That thing with the goofiness is also a very Call of Cthulhu campaign.
Very fair.
Until the non-copyrightable Pillarmen show up.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about early JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, for anyone wondering what weedness we're talking about. Anyway,
So with that, is there anything else you all would like to do before you can see the judge? Like, Johnny is unconscious. He drank himself into a sound sleep. Mr. McCoy has gotten up. He's pulled one of the mattresses kind of off to the side, and he looks like he's starting to settle himself in to sleep for the night. And the judge is sort of putting his whiskey aside in a little bag that he's got and kind of cleaning up and getting ready for the night as well. He kind of excuses himself, and he goes out to use the bathroom in the outhouse before he goes to bed.
Claude just counts up his winnings. I'm assuming it's just a bunch of coin, not actual bills. And he also gets ready for the night.
I'm gonna whisper to Claude, if you see anybody go for the gem, let me know.
Now, are you
Gotcha.
going to keep the gem with you, or are you going to put it back on the mantle?
I'm
To put
putting
it
it
up
back
on
on
the
the
mantle.
mantle.
Okay. So you put that back on the mantle before you go to settle in for the night as well.
I think at that point, Claude's actually pretty well rested, all things considered. He might.
He did have a
just-
long day of travel.
You did travel all day.
I
so
did
that's one thing.
travel a long day, but I think he will. When he's laying in bed, he's just going to be watching it, like from wherever position he's sleeping.
You don't
Okay.
have to do that.
I mean, he's not going to like stay up all night. I'm just saying.
Okay.
It sounds
As he's
like I feel
nodding
like
off.
Scotty, Callie, can you keep an eye on this? Scotty, I will stay awake for 48 hours.
Come. We must watch the gem.
I don't know. I
Said
think Claude simping for Olive would be weird.
Yeah. This is like the.
He's like a 40-year-old dude, and she's like
Yeah,
18 or something,
I know.
right?
Well,
Or young 20s.
she's
Scotty, I was saying
26.
this is a you move.
so. Mhm.
Oh, okay. All right. That's how it is. Claude's gonna sleep outside next to the outhouse. No, I'm joking.
No.
No, we don't want him to end up smelling like Johnny.
Then
yeah,
I actually would get sick if I did that.
Probably. Yep. Then they would never let you into town. So if everybody settles down for the night,
Yep.
if no one,
Kiyo does plan to kind of like, I assume Olive joins her in the room.
Do you take the knife?
Of course, I already took the pen knife.
Okay.
I already
I-
took that and hit. I dropped it. I hit it between I hit it in the pocket.
Ah, yes, the lady pocket. That's
Like
a horrible
this.
term. Never mind.
but yeah, so
I have
everyone
a
settles
bra,
in,
so it did nothing.
and
Right.
your three roommates, Claude, all kind of quickly, one after the other, fall asleep. They don't seem like they're going to be causing any trouble.
Claude's
And-
still guarding his hat.
That's fair.
Like he's got his hat on his chest and his like hands on the hat.
Are you all planning to sleep through the night, or does anyone have any plans to do anything during the course of the night?
No, Kiyo just plans to sleep. She just
Sleep
figured
on-
it's safer for an Olive slept same room just to keep things.
Is there anything I could roll that's the equivalent of like insight on like, do I feel like any of these people would be shady enough to do anything?
You could make a psychology roll if you wanted to kind of, now that, especially since you gambled with them, to kind of
Mhm.
get an idea of like how you feel about them as a person.
Oh wow.
Hard success.
Nice,
Good job.
nice. So your impression is the judge, very friendly fellow, very knowledgeable fellow. While you were playing, he was, good conversationalist. And like I said, he was very, very decent at the table. So, and happy to share with his alcohol. So you kind of have a good feeling about the judge. Mr. McCoy, the cattle buyer, definitely a nervous fellow. He did not say more than a handful of words during the course of your game. So you're not sure if the nervousness is his own anxiety, but maybe you might want to keep an eye on him if you can't, just because it kind of sets you off a little bit.
He was the one with the shirt.
Yep, he's the one with the shirt.
Gotcha.
When you played, if you tried to like talk to him and ask him questions, he either didn't answer, and you got the feeling he was pretending not to hear, or if he did, he kind of gave like grunted or one-word answers. And the young man, Johnny, he seems like if you have to spend too much time with him, he is going to drive you a little bit out of your head, because he talks a lot and doesn't know the joy of silence very much at all. But he seems like he's not a bad guy.
Don't know why, but I think of him as what's his name in Left 4 Dead 2, the hillbilly guy.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
just would ramble stories like constantly.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
But you get the feeling that he seems like he's an okay kid. Like, he just is a little bit on the stressing you out kind of side. So yeah, so the only one who really
He's an extremely extrovert person.
So, but other than that, yeah. So I would say with that, you kind of pay attention, you kind of stay up for a little bit just to keep an eye out, but then everybody little by little is going to drift off. And
I think that the main thing that would keep Claude up more than anything is sleeping on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's Mr. He lives that rich boy life, so.
Yep. But little by little, everybody drifts off. Kiyo and Olive are in their room, door shut, away. And I think that's a good spot to kind of fade away. We'll come back next time in the next morning and see what's going on in quarantine.
I thought you were going to have one of us wake up in the middle of the night and some shit was going to go down.
Nope. We will say
Kiyo
that
owes me $2.
We fade out as the night goes on. And so everything seems like perfectly okay for the evening, aside from being quarantined.
Yes. Here's the trick, though, for Kiyo. Claude never specified how long that would be. Oh, so you can just wait. Yeah, so you can just wait until shit goes down and be like, see, look, she got my shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie to you. Like, $2 for Kiyo is literally nothing.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, it's like, whatever. He literally made 5 times that today by just casually being himself.
I mean, that is a good amount of money, but I look at the amount of assets Kiyo owns.
True.
That would be like a pretty decent meal, right?
$2?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think 1800s.
Yeah.
I know, obviously, huge inflation, but...
I mean, like, I think literally you can buy a gun for $2.
$2 is a lot of money in the 1800s.
Yeah, I can look it up because I haven't.
Okay, Claude is way too damn rich then.
He's good at what he does,
What's his spending level, Scotty?
Yes. No, you have a higher credit. I know that.
I'm very curious.
We talked about it.
But
we can discuss that.
Anyways,
yes, as it's getting a little late. We went a little bit later than we were going to stay till 9, but we started late. But we're going to go around. We'll do some plugs and we're going to head out for this week. So why don't we start with, hey, Callie. How you doing, Olive? What do you got going on?
Hey, am I muted? Nope, I'm not. Cool.
Nope.
Hi, I'm Callie, Cap Callie on Twitter. You can follow me and see art there. Sometimes I post it, sometimes I don't. I hopefully will have a more open schedule coming up so I can actually work on stuff. And yeah, won't go too into that, but I'm excited. Scotty will probably talk about the game that him and Vex and I are in tomorrow, but Retroverse Vaccine is on Friday. I is not there, so I'm probably not going to cry. I say probably because I probably will. And yeah.
And would that be on this channel? Or?
Oh, that's on Scotty Hood's channel. Thank you. I'm a little bit tired.
Yes, weeknights are
Midnight
tough.
Callie's coming out.
Midnight Callie is here. So Scotty, let's transition into you then.
Okay. Well, hi everybody. It's seriously been like 2-3 months.
Oh, longer.
I don't know. It's been
longer?
A
long time.
Oh man. But good to be back. Thank you everyone who's been watching. Or who watches in whatever future it'll get on YouTube. I'm also falling behind on that kind of stuff myself. In any case, I also do drawing commissions. You can find me on Twitter, which I believe is on the overlay. And I can draw your characters from your tabletop games. I could just draw a scene specifically. I think one of my last commissions actually was for this horror monster. That's a very Call of Cthulhu-esque scene. It was like a basement with like a demon glowing red circle on the ground and stuff. So if you want any art done, you can just look at what I have on Twitter. And I think I have my art station linked onto my profile. So if you wanted to see what I do in that sense, you could. And then could send me a message on possible commissions if you would like. Besides that, Wow, I also just like huge brain farted at the end here. Run a bunch of games on my own channel, as Callie had mentioned earlier. Tomorrow is most of them are Dungeons and Dragons, I think. All of them are Dungeons and Dragons now. We're running Icewind Dale Adventure Rime with Frostmaiden, which will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Callie and Vex will be there with their own characters. They just dealt with a few harpies, and they're looking for some lost fishermen, and they found these ice caves, and they're getting ready to explore them. So if you wanna tune in and see what it's like exploring these ice caves, that I just imagine like Donkey Kong music playing, then that'll be tomorrow at 7.
Excellent, and that's tomorrow's November 3rd. So
yes,
check it out.
And the Retroverse will be November 5th.
Yes. All right. So how about you, Vex?
Hi, I'm Vex. You can find me on my Twitter at VexyXy. You can also find me this coming Sunday on my channel, Fractured Moon D&D, where we have a double header of first our Masks games, Starfall Academy, followed by Union Academy. Come check those out. They're a blast. And then after that is, I think, next game is Callie's game, which is Unwritten. And then after that will be Saffron Academy. So come check out all those games. They're a blast. Everyone there is lovely. And we have an amazing guest in one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm Jeanette. Thank you for being at my channel if you've stopped in tonight, or for checking out our YouTube videos or the podcasts of various previous adventures that we've had. We should be back, hopefully, if everything works out again, 2 weeks from tonight, which would be November 16th, for another session of this. We'll maybe find out what happens the next morning in quarantine. Does Claude get robbed in his sleep? Does the gem disappear? Who knows? We'll find out. Also, on November 14th, we should be back with our Skull and Shackles D&D 5e adventure. That is a Sunday evening at about 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on this channel. The group is about to get their ship recommissioned. It's all done. It's going to go back out to sea, and we're going to get to go on some piratey adventures out on the open seas starting after this session. So join us then, and then you can find me on Scotty's channel for various shows, and I think I'm showing back up on Unwritten as a guest next session, so look for me there. I'm the Great Pumpkin. Go me. But thank you, everyone. Thank you all for coming back for some more Cthulhu. I'm glad we're into this last section of this. I'm excited to see what happens.
I'm concerned in it because it's the last section.
I know. I'm very worried for you all. And maybe I'll do at least 1 hit point of damage to Kiyo before this adventure ends.
Maybe not.
You might want to take bets.
Cuts to finale. It just shows the world blow up and like Kiyo's fine.
Kiyo just goes
Kiyo
by.
manages to dodge the explosion.
Kiyo sailing away on the alien ship or something along those lines. But yeah, so thank you. We're going to sign out. We ran a little late, so everybody's going to head off to bed because we are all tired and ready for sleep.
Bye.
Take care. Goodbye.
Stay sane.